This week, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority issued new banknotes in Hong Kong with all sorts of new-fangled counterfeit protection measures, and they did it in landscape and portrait orientations for all of us to feast our eyes upon. And for those that don't know, in Hong Kong, it isn't the government that issues the banknotes, it is the three largest banks here. They issue the 20, the 50, the 100, the $500 and the $1,000 bank notes. They're all typically based with their own designs from each of the issuing banks, but this year they're thematically connected. The $20 note shows off tea drinkers with some yum cha because that's the most popular drink here. The $50 note shows butterflies because there's a lot of butterflies in Hong Kong. I'm not joking, there are a lot and they're huge. The $100 note is a depiction of Cantonese opera. The $500 note shows Hong Kong's geopark. Did you even know Hong Kong had a geopark? It's not just city, but you would think it would be. And the $1,000 note, of course, because it's $1,000, shows the financial heart of Hong Kong, and it's a bird's eye view of the city. Now there is a $10 Hong Kong note, but it isn't issued by the three banks. It's actually issued by the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. But there's a paper note. There's actually two paper note versions. There's a green one which is still legal tender, but it's slowly being erased from circulation. There's a polymer version of the $10 note, and it comes in coin as well. It's like they can't make their mind up. The updated notes are kind of interesting when you begin to try and break them down. We've just mentioned the $1,000 bill. Obviously, money is super important here, so it has to be top dog on the highest legal tender. So it goes without saying that something that generates a lot of wealth should be on the $1,000 bill. Nature, as it does, always takes a second place to human society, is second and fourth on the value of the notes, and Cantonese culture is going to be represented as third and fifth. Interestingly, none of the new notes come in new polymer flavor. Isn't that weird? Reddit user Carcirc has noticed that there is a meme inside Bank of China's version of the $1,000 bill. In various ways, it's depicting the expanding brain meme, or it's also known as the galaxy brain meme. It's now a real thing. Memes are real in Hong Kong currency. The Bank of China note depicts two individuals with the contents of their brains. One is showing the world and one is full of binary numbers. What does that mean? Are we all just robots or automatons, androids to be? Or do we focus so much on money that we're going to take over the world? There's all sorts of possibilities with these interpretations. And if you don't know what a galaxy brain is, it is a multi-panel exploitable image series comparing the brain size of a person relative to other variables. What does that mean? Though the expanding brain is usually implied to showcase intellectual superiority over various objects, it is more often used in an ironic sense to imply the opposite, where objects of derision are implied to be of a higher standard than objects that are usually highly regarded. For example, when used with whomst, a person who uses who will be shown with the smallest brain, while a person who uses the most ridiculous variation, whomstediv, will be shown with the largest brain. That's what it is all about. Now, of course, with any Reddit discussion, other users are chipping in with their own opinions about what this actually means themselves. Other Reddit users begin to point out different interpretations from the banknote issued by the Bank of China. Some may be true, some maybe not. It's just a general feeling that we're getting, and I'm sharing with you. Side note, China hasn't issued a new set of notes since 1999, whereas Hong Kong has issued notes in 2003, 2010, and this year's notes making it 2018. But maybe that's because fewer and fewer people in China are actually using money. In 2016, China's mobile payments totaled 5.5 trillion US dollars. That is 50 times larger than America's market, which consists of it being $112 billion. That's amazing. And like, nobody knows this outside of China. It's crazy. It's like a different world. And this is especially true in the larger cities, where even something as simple as calling a taxi ride involves just using a WeChat account, and some digital payments are involved in that transaction. So it's not much of a surprise if China isn't issuing notes that are nearly 20 years out of date or 20 years behind in terms of counterfeit technology. There's no need, especially if no one's going to abuse it. But the question I want to leave with you is this. What would happen if a country switched to a digital currency for everything? Because coins and banknotes don't just represent a transaction, They're an art form. They show us someone else's culture. We take pride in our banknotes. We all do it. But what happens if that disappears and we lose a daily reminder of the people that have contributed significantly to our societies across the countries in the world? What happens when they're gone? Okay, that's it for this week's episode. I just wanted to give you a little update. It's kind of humorous and kind of accidental how something as boring and as plain as new banknotes actually becomes something else. So there we are. Don't forget to obviously like the video if you liked the video, and if you super liked me, then you got to hit that subscribe button to get more videos. I mean, you want more, right?